literally feel like I've been up all night, but I feel so wide awake. So I feel like I was just laying there, my stomach was rumbling, the baby's been kicking me all night, and I thought I may as well just get up. I've never been to the gym this early, so it'll be interesting to see how busy it is. But I just feel like, what's the point in laying in bed any longer? I may as well just get up. Just taking my fasting blood sugars. So these in the UK have to be under 5.3 in the morning. And it's really low. So it's 4.5, which is really, really good. So I have to log that in my app, and then I'm gonna head off to the gym. But I think I need a snack before I go, because literally my stomach's been rumbling for ages since James told me England won the game against, I think it was Mexico. I'm gonna have some cashews. I might put these in my bag actually and take them with me to the gym in case I get hungry. It's nearly 7:25. I think I woke up at 4 and then got up about 5, and I've literally had the most productive morning of my life. I've been to the gym, I've come back, washed my hair, dyed my eyebrows. They're looking a bit dark, but hopefully they'll lighten up. Got dressed, put some sun cream on, and I'm just on a walk to go and post my Vinted parcels. And it's making me want to be a 5 a.m. person and join the 5 a.m. club, but I don't think it will last because I feel like I'm going to be absolutely shat tonight. But for now, I'm feeling good. And it's like 18 degrees already, which feels nice now, but I don't know how nice that's going to be later. Yesterday I was doing loads of baby research, so I was looking up like changing mats, and so basically we had the chest of drawers delivered for the baby's room, and they're pine drawers, and that's where all like the baby's clothes and all of that's going to go. And then it's just the height to have the changing table on top, but we need to decide what changing table we want, because the one we wanted is a little bit too wide and I don't really want it hanging off because the aesthetic. And then I thought I'd chosen a wallpaper. Now I'm not sure about the wallpaper because I've seen the chest of drawers in the room. So I think all of that stuff was like flying around my mind, making it really hard for me to sleep. James woke up and needed a wee, and then he checked the football score, and there was like 10 minutes of the game left and they were winning, and then we had a chat about it, and I think that just set me off. My brain then wouldn't stop. The light was coming through. It's quite nice to wake up to the light, but I actually think it was keeping me up. But productive morning, so it's fine. And I'll just go to bed really, really early tonight. So yeah, let's go to the impost. I am back, 25-minute walk, posted my Vinted. I was literally starving when I woke up, had a few cashews before and after the gym, but that's not even touched the side. So I'm having a very early breakfast because it's not even 8 o'clock yet. But I'm gonna do one of my faves, which is a banana omelette. And I used to have these before I was pregnant, but I would have a whole banana and 2 eggs in it. Whereas this time, to lower the sugar, I only do half a banana, and then I have 3 eggs. So you basically mush the banana into the eggs and give it a good mix without getting it all over your hands, like I've just done. I add like cinnamon and flax seeds into the pan while it's on. And then on top I do like peanut butter, flaked almonds, some hemp hearts, and like a little drizzle of kefir. And my readings come out good. Got a bit of fibre, protein, got choline because of the eggs, which is good for baby's brain health. So that's good. But like, it's already so warm out, so I think I'm going to eat this outside. Also, leftover bananas, put in the freezer, and they're so good for smoothies because they make your smoothie like thicker and cold, which is really good. Put the omelette mix in. Oh, that pan is really hot. I'm gonna heat it up a bit too long. Ground cinnamon. I put loads in because I don't really taste it that much. Bit of flaxseed. Okay, this hasn't turned out too bad. I'd usually put some like blueberries and stuff in it as well, but I don't have any blueberries, I just have raspberries, and I don't know, I didn't fancy it. I'm just gonna go for the high protein. Yeah, so peanut butter. Do you know what's so funny? Like, I used to really worry about measurements, but now like I'm literally having no treats. Well, I'm doing my own treats, but like I'm not having much sugar or anything and carbs. I'm just living my best life, especially when it comes to peanut butter. Bit of kefir for good gut, and a little bit of moisture. A few almonds, a few hemp hearts. Oh, that's more than a few. Let's eat this.
Carrying a million things at once.
I know, classic me, just spilt my water everywhere. But my breakfast looks good, so that's the main thing. Sunshine, it'll dry. Okay, let's see what this tastes like. When you have a whole banana, it's so much sweeter, but that is so nice. Because of gestational diabetes and not eating like proper sugary stuff all the time, stuff which to other people would taste like not sweet at all tastes really sweet to you. The other day I had a couple of James's chips, and even the chips tasted sweet, which is absolutely mad. But it does show you that if you go without sugar for a while, you do sort of, I don't know, I'm not really craving like chocolate as much as I was, because I'm sort of doing my own sweet treats and they're working quite well. Maybe I've been converted. Who knows? Okay, I finished my breakfast. I've set my hour timer because otherwise I will forget to test my blood sugars. So I've just come to sit on the grass in the garden. So before I went to bed last night, I was like writing out some ideas for my Instagram, for like things I want to post and stuff. And one thing I'm going to post about is my first gestational diabetes hospital appointment, because it was such a weird experience. So when you get diagnosed with gestational diabetes, you basically go to the hospital and they give you the kit to test your blood. So they show you how to use it, like really briefly, not very detailed. They tell you that, and you download an app where you log all your results, and they basically say, if you get 3 reds, request a call back on the app. There's like stuff about nutrition and stuff on this app. Done, dusted, gone. Then the next thing I know, I've got a letter in the post, well 2 letters, and it's 2 appointments on the same day at the hospital. There's like no explanation of what these appointments are about or for, but it does say diabetes consultant and one says obstetrician. So I was like, okay, well it must be my first like extra check because of my gestational diabetes. So we had that at, I think I was 28 weeks. So I'd been testing my bloods for like 10 weeks, and before that I'd had 2 phone calls from the doctor. Well, one of them wasn't a phone call, he just texted me saying everything looks good, call if you have any questions. And then the second one, they actually phoned me and he was like, really happy with how everything's going, like you're doing really detailed logs, you're obviously really working out what works for you, it's great, you're managing it with your diet, carry on doing what you're doing. So that was really, really good, and that was before we went on holiday, so that gave me a little bit of peace of mind. And then, so the hospital appointment, didn't really know what to expect, but I've done a bit of research and I knew that they were going to scan the baby, and James wants to come to every appointment, so that was really nice that he came. So we parked up, found it was in the antenatal outpatients, and it was so funny because you walk into the waiting room, there's a massive vending machine so there's a gestational diabetes sign next to a massive vending machine full of chocolate and crisps and fizzy drinks, which was just cracking me up. Said my name, was like, oh, I'm here for an appointment. No one explained anything, sat down, a woman called my name, and basically I followed her up the corridor. She didn't really say like, hi, nice to meet you, like how's it going, like none of that, just my name, started walking, pointed to a chair. So I sat down in this chair and I was like, oh, so what are the checks today? And she's like, oh, we're just gonna take your blood pressure and stuff, and then you'll go in for your scan, and then someone will speak to you about what else you need to do. And I was like, okay, really helpful. So they took my blood pressure like they would at any like midwife appointment. You have to like breathe into this like device. I need to research what's that for because I don't even know. Again, you do that at your midwife appointments, and then they weigh you, and then she just pointed to a chair. So I sat down in the chair, waited for a bit, and then you go in and you have your scan. Again, that was a really weird situation. I had to ask. I was like, oh, so what are you like looking for? And they were like, oh, we're measuring the baby, the size of all of like their limbs and their belly and stuff, and also like the amount of liquid that they've got in the sac around them. So one was on the computer, one was scanning me. She literally put so much of that jelly stuff, it was all literally everywhere. I couldn't really see the screen properly to see the baby. And she was like, and I was like, oh, can I record a little bit so I can show my mum and dad, because obviously you're not meant to do that in some of the other scans. But she was like, no, you're not allowed. I was like, okay. I'm like, why? Like, she wouldn't be in it, it would just be the screen. Anyway, then she was reading out measurements and the lady on the computer was putting it in, but they seemed like they weren't on the same page. She was saying one number, she was like, oh, but it's asking me in a different like measurement, what do I put it in as? And I was like, oh, are these measurements looking good? Or like, is this what it should, like the baby should be measuring at? And she was like, oh, the doctor will talk to you about this after. I was like, okay. At the end, she did like, I mean, I was laying down so I could barely see the screen, but James probably got a better look than me of like, oh, the baby's like head's here and the leg's here and whatever. Then we went and sat down again on the chair outside. Then someone came and put us in a room and said, wait here, everyone will come and see you. And I was like, I'm assuming that's someone who's going to tell me if the measurements right and the diabetes person maybe, but no one actually explained again. Anyway, the diabetes nurse or doctor came in, like a bit like, oh, rushed off her feet, came in and was like, yeah, so you're all green, so that's looking good. You're measuring it with your diet and exercise, aren't you? And I was like, yeah. She was like, okay, that yeah, all good. Have you got any questions? So I asked a couple of questions, but I didn't really have that many because I've sort of done all my research myself and figured it out myself. And as long as they're telling me that they're happy, and as long as I'm getting like loads of greens and not too many reds, then we're all happy, right? So that was all good. And then as she went to leave the room, she was like, oh, you've seen a dietitian, right? And I was like, no. And she was like, oh, there's like dietitian groups, I would suggest you go to one. And I was like, okay, well, how, like, no one's contacted me, like, what, like, how do you even book onto these? And she said, oh, it'll come up, someone will contact you. And I was like, isn't it a bit late? I've been doing this for 10 weeks and you're telling me that I'm doing everything right? Like, I mean, love the NHS and everything, but surely you should be more welcomed into these scenarios. Surely, if the letter's just a printed out thing and the only thing that changes is like someone's name and date, like say what's going to happen at the appointment. And also, you should see a dietitian as soon as you get diagnosed to help you with like figuring this all out, rather than 10 weeks down the line where some people might have been on insulin by now because they don't understand and it's too late. So that annoyed me. It just felt like a number. It felt like she hadn't really looked at like what I'd written in the app and stuff. And I'm not expecting them to like study it. I know like you're, you know, one of however many patients that day, but it just felt a bit rushed and a bit weird. We had to wait again. Finally, the obstetrician came in. Again, she was sweating, like rushed off her feet, sat down. She was like, oh, I haven't had a chance to look at your notes. Oh. Anyway, she looked at the measurements of the baby that they'd taken the scan, and she showed me on a graph, and like the baby's measuring like perfectly on this line that they're meant to follow. So that was a relief, because babies can be a lot bigger if you have gestational diabetes, don't manage it, and they can have like extra fluid, which can cause issues. So she was really happy with that. But she was basically saying like your third trimester is going to get harder, and you might have to be put if you do get put on insulin, you're high risk anyway, but if you get put on insulin, we might look at inducing you early. We might have to look at C-sections, etc., etc., which is sort of good to know. But again, it just felt like you were a number and she was ticking you off a list, and you didn't want to waste her time too much. We were there for 2 hours in total, and the time we actually spent with people was so short. It was mental that we were there for 2 hours, and it was such a hot day. It was just not the greatest experience. As I said, I love the NHS, but there's some stuff to do, like put information on the letter so people know what to expect. And two, like get a dietitian at the beginning. Like it's too late now. And I've been looking at like groups and on Instagram and stuff, and people don't understand like the carbs, for example, like having a pizza, that turns into sugar and that affects your blood sugars. Like they should be investing more money into like nutrition advice for people rather than just putting a plaster on it with like insulin and stuff, because it's just not the most natural way to deal with things, obviously. But I might end up on insulin because that's how my body reacts. So it's not that insulin's bad, but at least give people a bit of a chance to, you know, manage it on their own, or like educate themselves a little bit. Anyway, I think I'm going to do an Instagram post on it, just so like if someone else is like me, like what am I meant to be expecting from this, then they know. Next appointment's in 4 weeks, and I'm assuming it's going to be the same, but I can update then. The weather's so nice, but it's just really hard working when you're pregnant, which is another thing I've been thinking about. I've got so many things that's running through my mind about the baby. I'm finding it hard to like focus on work, and a lot of stuff at work, I'm not going to be there by that point. So some conversations, it feels like I don't want to, like, I don't know, step on any toes because I'm not going to be there to affect it. Yeah, it's a weird situation. Do you know what? I've had such a good morning. Maybe I need to get up earlier. I'll see how I feel tonight, but I am feeling quite good actually. Okay, it's finger pricking time. Post brekkie. Drawing blood. Let's see. Oh my god, that is probably the lowest I've had on a banana omelette. To be fair, I didn't have any extra blueberries in it, but 5.9. My readings were really low yesterday as well. Like, I don't know what's going on, but it's getting hot this week, so I don't know how long that's gonna last. But well happy with that. Low fasting reading and a low breakfast reading. 5.9. I'm actually so happy with that. I literally cannot be arsed with work. I'm finding it so hard to get my head in the game. I think my head is just spinning with so many other things. The last thing I want to do is think about something different. But there you go. Okay, it's lunchtime. I've got barbecue leftovers, courgette, oregano chicken, sausage, a little random bit of tuna, then a salad with some beetroot, pepper, tomato, some sprouts. And I did like a basil parmesan yogurt dressing mayo thing, which is really, really good. So I'm just going to eat this now as a break in the sun, in the garden. I really wanted to go for a walk at lunch, but it's feeling really, really hot. But that is a breeze. So I think I might go for one later, like after dinner instead, when it's a little bit cooler, because everything's harder when you're pregnant. Your feet already feel like lead, so I don't really want to add to that. Barbecue food is literally just the best. That was really good. Yeah, it's going to be really hot this week in the UK. It's going to be like 30 plus degrees. And last week it was warm but a little bit cooler, and my readings have been so good, like so good. And the week before that, when it was really hot, I did struggle with my readings quite a lot and I had to be quite careful. So I'm just praying that I can manage it through this heat wave and they stay good. And I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself, because you do, like, one red reading can like completely throw you off. Well, it throws me off anyway. Also, my throat feels really sore and I feel really dry mouth today, and I don't know whether it's having the fan on in our bedroom all night or something, but I feel like my voice is like gone a bit funny. But yeah, I'm really feeling quite awake still, which I'm really shocked about, but I'm just not in the mood to work. Like, I just don't think pregnant women should work. Like, I mean, I don't want to go back to the Victorian times, whenever it was, where they were like bedbound and had to stay in bed all day or anything like that, but mentally you're trying to decide and prepare for this baby. So like, buy stuff, decide what you need, do research, where do you want to give birth, like all of this stuff. And my brain is just constantly focused on that, especially because they're bloody kicking all the time. So then trying to think about work is just so difficult, and there's a lot of stuff going on at work at the moment that's like, I'm not even going to be a part of this, I'm not even going to be here, so it feels really weird. I also don't know who's going to be backfilling my role, so I haven't started a handover or anything, which feels really weird as well. But yeah, I'm just trying to find some motivation today, because all I want to be doing is baby stuff. Like, I don't know, I've always been such a like career work gal, and I feel like since we've wanted to try for a baby, getting pregnant, it's just really changes your perspective on life and what's important. Yeah, it really has changed my perspective on things, and I think I've slowed down. Like it's forced me to slow down and relax a little bit, and but you know, I'm always like storming everywhere, walking, got to do this, got that, blah, 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 blah. And I feel like I'm actually relaxing a little bit. I'm walking slower because I have to, I'm doing stuff slow because I have to, and I think it's good for the old body to feel more relaxed. I just don't want the stress, which is bad for your body anyway, but like the stress to like pass on to the baby. So having to think of someone else, not just myself, yeah, it really makes you change. Like if I had diabetes and I wasn't pregnant, I'd probably still be treating myself to like bits and bobs, thinking, fuck it, it'll be fine. But because it will affect the baby, even like having a Coke Zero or a Diet Coke, I'm trying to limit that, even though it's the only kind of like flavoured drinks I can have. So yeah, new perspective on things. I really wish I could go for a walk, but it's just too hot. Even sitting out here now, I can feel I'm getting burnt. I'm gonna go inside. I just wanted to sit outside and get a bit of fresh air. I might actually go and edit my Instagram video and start recording that. And yeah, because I really want to start like posting daily, if not more than once a day, on there. I've got loads of ideas and I just want to get them out there, and also do more vlogs and YouTube stuff. It's actually it's weird talking like I'm umming and ahhing, and I can feel my words going because I feel a bit nervous about doing this, but the more I do it, hopefully the easier it will be. But also it's sort of therapeutic, like even talking about the diabetes hospital appointment earlier, it like helps you process stuff better, and I'm hoping it will like spur on more ideas and that as well. Yeah, it's just nice having a little creative project outside of work that I can keep up when I'm on maternity leave, because I just don't know how I'm going to go from like 100 to 0 in terms of like having not a purpose, because work's not like your sole purpose, but like just having like something. And it's just nice to have a hobby, and I'm doing so much research and learning so much, I'm just wanting to share it all. So that's what this is all about, really. Okay, I just spent my lunch recording and editing on one of my Instagram videos, and then my timer just went off, so I just measured my reading and I got 5.3. Like James just got me to do, you get like a liquid solution that you can test to make sure your device is working correctly, and it is, because he's so surprised at how low my readings have been recently. Yeah, 5.3, so good. So I might, if I'm a bit peckish for a snack, I might have something a bit more sweet. Really good. I'm really happy with that. And now back to work. I just feel so motivated about everything I'm doing with my Instagram and YouTube, even though I'm still getting to grips with talking to a camera, and I feel like I'm not very engaging at the moment, so it's something I need to work on. Work is just not the same. The engagement is not there, guys. Wish me luck. But my throat is a little bit sore today and I wanted something sweet, so before this gets too melted, I want to show you. I am experimenting with sweet treats that are not too sugary and work for my gestational diabetes. If you go on my Instagram, I tried to make chickpea cookies. They were an absolute fail. I made these
cottage cheese protein balls. They were really nice. They were like ice cream bites. And then since then I made silk and tofu chocolate mousse, which was so good. I made cottage cheese blondies with dark chocolate in them. That was really nice. But I would take them out a bit earlier so a bit moister next time. Sorry if you don't like that word. And then yeah, these are my froyo bites. So you basically, well, what I did is I got Greek yogurt, mixed in chia seeds, raspberries and passion fruit mixed up, but you can use whatever fruit you want and add in whatever you want. Dollop them, put them in the freezer for a couple of hours and got them out and dipped them in dark chocolate. I've used 85% green and blacks. And then on some I put flaked almonds or this one, pistachios on top. And they are so nice. You have to let them melt a little bit, otherwise they're too hard. They're so, so good. But next time I'll definitely make them smaller. Or I'll do them more like in a dessert bowl. So you'd like crack the dark chocolate and then you scoop it up and eat it like that, because the chocolate just melts on your fingers. But it is fine. I've got a knife and I've got a spoon to eat it, but I'm being impatient because it's too hard to eat at the moment. But so good. And my reading was so low after. It was I want to say 5.7 or something like that. So yeah, really good for the blood sugar levels. But I'm hoping it's going to get me through this afternoon because, as I said earlier, I can't be arsed. Oh my god, today has felt so long because I got up so early. I finished work. I posted my Instagram post, which is about what I spoke about on here earlier, about the gestational diabetes hospital appointment and what to expect. So it's like a really short reel, whereas on here I've just gone into a bit more about how I was feeling and stuff. But I have also made my lunch for tomorrow. There was some more barbecue leftovers, so I've got that. I just made a little salad to go with it. I've boiled some eggs for me and James's breakfast tomorrow. I'm gonna have it with avocado and toast. And then I'm just prepping tea. We are having salmon. Just put some garlic, parsley, salt, pepper on it. Gonna add some lemon on top, so I'm just gonna whack that in the oven. I ordered 4 bits of salmon. For some reason, I only got 2, so I don't know whether it was a substitution. I need to check. But luckily we had leftover meat, and I got James some big tomatoes and mozzarella, so he's gonna do like a mozzarella tomato toast thing. And we're just gonna have the salmon with some veg. It's just so hot. When it's this hot, me and James just like light kind of food. So that's what we're having. I basically listened to a podcast the other day. They were talking about off campus and how the acting's not great, but like the storyline of like women is good. I don't really know how they worded it now. And then I've seen loads of people watching it on Instagram. I feel a bit like I'm too old to be watching this because I'm 33, but everyone else is around that age or older who's watching it. So I'm gonna give it a go. I'm only like on the 2nd episode. So far, the acting is bad. It's very over the top, but we're only 2 episodes in, so I'm gonna give it a chance and see. But if you are watching it, let me know if it gets better. After dinner check, it should be really good because all I had was salmon with some bloody green vegetables. It was actually so nice. Like even James was like, oh my god, this is so good. I put like loads of butter and salt on the greens and the lemon, and then I made like a homemade garlic mayo. So it was good, but sometimes it really hurts, you know? Draw blood. But I had such low readings today. I'm hoping this will be good. 4.9. I'm actually worried this isn't working properly because... James, guess what my reading is?
What?
Guess what my reading is? You just heard me say it. Yeah, it's 4.9. Can you even believe that? Well, I deserve a treat, is all I'm going to say. Let's see what's in the cupboards. I've made some apple and peanut butter. I've got some 85% green about dark chocolate, which is my favourite. And then some Plenish coconut milk as my little snacky snack.